This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. Buwan, Batangas Mayor Ryan Dollar, who was cited for contempt and ordered detained by a House panel for repeated absence in its hearings, is now detained at the lower chamber's premises. He was apprehended shortly after arriving in the country from the United States early Thursday morning. The House Committee on Public Accounts issued the contempt order on the 17th of March during a hearing on alleged misuse of public funds and irregularities in the Buwan municipal government. House Sergeant-at-Arms retired Police Major General Napoleon Napsitas confirmed the detention of Buwan Mayor Ryan Dollar, who was taken into custody upon arrival at NAIA Terminal 1 in Pasay City at around 12:08 am on the 27th of March. The panel said in a statement on Thursday, the arrest was carried out between 12:08 am and 12:20 am by a joint team led by the Office of the House Sergeant-at-Arms, with coordination from the House of Representatives Liaison Officer, Airport Police, Criminal Investigation and Detection Office, and the Bureau of Immigration. It added, according to the panel, it issued 3 invitations, 1 show cause order, and a subpoena. But during the last hearing, Dollar's office only submitted a travel authority signed by Batangas Governor Hermelando Mandanas, allowing him to travel to the United States from the 11th of March to 26th, citing medical reasons. But Buchanan Representative Jonathan Keith Flores earlier noted the lack of medical records to justify his absence. The investigation stemmed from House Resolution 2148, which seeks to conduct a probe into the alleged misuse of public funds and irregularities in the Buwan local government's dealings with Aquadator Incorporated, a water utility provider in the municipality. Citing the Commission on Audit, the panel said the contract between the municipal government and Aquadator allegedly lacked legal and financial basis, and the company failed to meet pre-qualification criteria. A Quezon City police officer who shot dead a van driver during a traffic altercation in Barangay Old Balara last week is now facing charges of murder, frustrated murder, violation of the Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunition Regulation Act and the Omnibus Election Code. Police Major Don M. Lapatan, Chief of the Criminal Investigation and Detection Unit, identified the officer as PMS Randy Anano Tuzan, 48, a resident of Barangay Calagayahan, Quezon City. CIDU investigation revealed Ronnie Casaro Borromeo, 42, along with Reynaldo Hagas, 51, were driving a Mitsubishi L300 along Tandang Sora Avenue at 6:30 p.m. last the 20th of March when they were nearly sideswiped by another L300 van driven by Tuzan. Tuzan, who is assigned to the Batasan Police Station 6, alighted from his vehicle and had a heated argument with Borromeo and Hagas. Borromeo then struck Tuzan with a steel pipe, causing the cop to shoot at the victims. Borromeo sustained multiple gunshot wounds and was rushed to the Diliman Hospital where he died less than 2 hours later. Hagas, who was shot in the left hip and thigh, was rushed to East Avenue Medical Center to receive medical treatment. Tuzan surrendered to the police immediately after the incident. The QCPD sympathizes with the bereaved families of the deceased victim and we wish the recovery of the victim who is currently in the hospital. We will ensure that the law is implemented fairly and impartially, especially when a police officer is involved in a crime. Police Colonel Malicio Buslig, Jr., Quezon City Police District Acting Director, said. The Sandiganbayan has affirmed the conviction of former Maguindanao Governor Datu Sajid Islam Ampachan for graft and malversation of public funds on the 393 million pesos construction and rehabilitation of farm-to-market roads in 2009. Ampachan, who is currently the vice mayor of Sheriff Sedona Mustafa Town in Maguindanao, was convicted on the 18th of October, 2024 and sentenced to 8 to 12 years imprisonment for graft with perpetual disqualification from holding public office, and reclusion perpetua for malversation of public funds. He was also ordered to pay a fine of 393 million pesos which was equivalent to the funds malversed. He then filed a motion for reconsideration on November 4, 2024, arguing that the testimonies of the alleged contractors should not have been given credence during trial. Also, he said the anti-graft court did not consider the certificates of completion and final inspection reports issued by the Department of Agrarian Reform. But the Sandiganbayan said that Ampachan's arguments are not compelling enough to warrant a reversal of his conviction. The court said it was not persuaded by the contention of Ampachan that it overlooked the supposed certificates of completion and final inspection reports issued by the DAR given the special audit report of the Commission of Audit, which found them in poor condition, submerged in water, heavily vegetated. Plainly, the above-mentioned ocular inspections showing the unserviceability and uselessness of the subject farm-to-market roads overshadowed the claim of the supposed certifications mentioned by movement, accused Ampachan in his motion for reconsideration. It also said, it pointed out that Ampachan's action caused undue injury to the government when he deliberately orchestrated fictitious payments to various contractors and suppliers for the infrastructure projects that were not implemented. The contractors and suppliers were paid in cash secured through cash advances that were approved by Ampachan itself, it said. All told, movement accused Ampachan utterly failed to raise any new and or substantial matters. The court ruled. The 10-page resolution was written by Associate Justice Bernardito R. Fernandez with the concurrence of 3rd Division Chairperson Associate Justice Colby Miranda and Associate Justice Ronald B. Moreno. Dismissed City Mayor Michael Rama is facing another legal obstacle. The Office of the Ombudsman has ordered another dismissal from service, Rama's second in 3 months. This time, the former mayor was found liable for awarding 3 purchase orders for garbage collection and disposal to 3 private firms without conducting a competitive bidding process. The Enquirer tried to reach Rama for a statement, but he had not responded. But his wife, Malu, took to Facebook her sentiments regarding her husband's second dismissal from the service, saying the setback was yet another tactic used by his political enemies to stop his re-election bid. Rama, she added, would continue to campaign and run in the 12th of May elections. Do not be worried about the recent development. That is just a tactic of our opponent, Malu said in Cebuano. Article continues. After this advertisement, they want to destroy Mayor Mike Rama, but more people are instead drawn to Partido Bereg Bagong Sugbo Team Rama. The fight continues, she added, in an order dated the 3rd of January, 2025 but was released only on the 28th of March. The anti-graft office found sufficient basis to hold Rama liable for grave misconduct. The order also applied to 5 former members of the Bids and Awards Committee: Liesl Jacob Calamba, Lyndon Bernardo J. Obasan, Conrado Aca Odesta III, Genesis Borderio Ponce, and Dominic Amigabaldino. Verily, because of respondents' grave misconduct, ACM Hauling Services, Jomara Construct Corporation, and ARN Central Waste Management Inc. derived unwarranted benefit, advantage, or preference from the contracts awarded to them, the Anti-Graft Office said. The decision was signed by Graft Investigation and Prosecution Officers Myron Infasolidum Mendieta and Roseanne Claudine Passian, reviewed by Preliminary Investigation and Administrative Adjudication Director Nelly Bogun Goles, and approved by Deputy Ombudsman Jose Bamia Jania. The case stemmed from a complaint filed by Jundal Bonchuan on the 11th of August, 2023, alleging that Rama and members of the BAC issued 3 purchase orders for garbage collection and disposal to Jomara Construct Corporation, ACM Hauling Services, and ARN Central Waste Management Incorporated. According to the Ombudsman, misconduct is the transgression of some established and definite rule of action, a forbidden act, a dereliction of duty, willful in character, and implies wrongful intent and not mere error in judgment. When the elements of corruption, clear intent to violate the law, or flagrant disregard of established rules are manifest, the public officer shall be liable for grave misconduct, it added. In this case, there is sufficient evidence to adequately conclude that the elements of corruption and flagrant disregard of established rules are manifest when respondents awarded the contracts to ACM Hauling Services, Jomara Construct Corporation, and ARN Central Waste Management Incorporated, the Ombudsman said. The recent Ombudsman decision was just the recent in the series of legal debacles being faced by Rama. In the 20th of May 24, the Ombudsman ordered a 6-month preventive suspension on Rama and 7 other government officials of this capital city pending an investigation of their alleged failure to pay the salaries of at least 4 employees for 7 months. Rama started serving his 6-month preventive suspension on the 10th of May, 2024. Still, before he could fully serve it on November 6, the Ombudsman issued another order on the 3rd of October dismissing him from the service for nepotism and grave misconduct for appointing his 2 brothers-in-law to government posts. Rama's dismissal order carried a perpetual disqualification from public service. 5 days after the Ombudsman's order came out, the DILG installed Vice Mayor Raymond Alvin Garcia as the new mayor of Cebu City. Rama went to the Supreme Court and challenged Commission on Elections Resolution No. 11044A that mandated the cancellation of all certificates of candidacy of aspirants who have been slapped with a penalty of disqualification by the Ombudsman, so he could seek re-election. The SCM Bank issued a temporary restraining order, stopping the COMELEC from disqualifying Rama while the High Court reviewed the case against him. a retired government worker of the National Grains Authority, now the National Food Authority, was killed in an ambush around 8 am Sunday in Midsayap Town, Cotabato Province. Sindita Sangad Delangalan, 76, a resident of Barangay Buel Norte in Midsayap Town, a relative of the late Maguindanao House Representative Didajan Delangalan, just brought his wife to the Midsayap Town proper on board a pickup vehicle. He was heading home driving the same pickup when ambushed by two gunmen on a motorbike along the road in the town's Zone 7, Barangay Poblacion 7, said Lieutenant Colonel Arniel Milocatones, Midsayap Municipal Police Station Chief. Police responders rushed the victim to a hospital, but he died. Crime scene investigators found empty shells for caliber .45 pistol at the ambush site. Delangalan reportedly lost control of his vehicle and fell off a rice field after being shot repeatedly by the suspects, who fled the crime scene. Ernesto Gile Jr., chair of Barangay Poblacion 7, said villagers heard several gunshots and saw the vehicle veering towards the rice paddies from the concrete barangay road. Police are still investigating the motive of the attack, which came amid the implementation of the election gun ban in the country. The mayor of Dalaguit, several government officials of the town and private contractors were charged before the Office of the Ombudsman Visayas for violation of Republic Act No. 3019 or the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, malversation of public funds or property, and grave misconduct. The National Bureau of Investigation Central Visayas asked the Ombudsman to investigate Dalaguit Mayor Ronald Alan Cessant, Municipal Engineer Expedicitus Lenas, James Osorio from the Municipal Engineering Office, Chief of Construction Section of the Department of Public Works and Highway 7 2nd Engineering District Sergio Bandulo Jr. and Junior Project Engineer of DPWH 7 2nd Engineering District 1 Paulo Castillo. The Ombudsman was also asked to investigate Soccer Construction President Fortunato Sanchez Jr., Soccer Construction Vice President Alfredo Lure, Soccer Construction Treasurer Mylene Sanchez, Soccer Construction Secretary Ida Sanchez and Angelica Marie Lure and Kim Sanchez, members of Soccer Construction. The filing of charges stemmed from the complaint of engineer Aldebrando Almagro, a former employee of the municipal government. Cessant, for his part and in previous social media posts, vehemently denied the allegations against him. CDN Digital also contacted the mayor in his FB page to get his side of this issue, but he had not yet replied. As for Almagro, he had asked the NBI-7 to conduct an investigation over an alleged anomalous road concreting project on MLKzon Street in Barangay Poblacion, Dalaguit. The project worth 9.6 million pesos was awarded to Soccer Construction Corporation as the winning bidder. However, instead of the private company doing the construction works, heavy equipment and manpower of the municipality were utilized to do the actual work, although the company allegedly collected the proceeds of the construction project. After investigation, this office is convinced that the above-cited laws were violated when Mayor Cessant and his cohorts from the LGU of Dalaguit, and further cooperated by the officers from the DPWH, performed an actual road repair concreting with a contract amount of 9,650,000 pesos along MLKzon Street, Poblacion, Dalaguit, Cebu, the NBI-7 said. The NBI-7 added that the modus operandi of the officers of the LGU Dalaguit was not new to them. Last the 20th of October 24, the NBI-7 said that cases were also filed against Cessant and other municipal officials for constructing a multi-purpose building in Malore, Dalaguit. The building was supposed to be constructed by the winning bidder, but job order employees of the municipality were utilized to do the actual work. The construction of the multi-purpose building became controversial when a worker died after falling while working on the beam of the structure. A barangay chairman was shot dead in Barangay Payton, this town, on Tuesday, the 1st of April. Police identified the victim as Rolando Fernandez Albino, 60, chairman of Barangay Payton. Investigation said the victim was driving a barangay patrol tricycle when a man wearing a black jacket and driving a Honda Click 125 motorcycle called his attention. The victim stopped but was shot by the suspect with a caliber .45 pistol. The suspect fled and the victim was taken to a hospital where he was declared dead from multiple bullet wounds. Police recovered fired .45 caliber cartridge cases in the crime scene. Lawmen are conducting dragnet and checkpoint operations against the suspect. The police chief of Pasuquin, Ilicus Norte, and 3 of his colleagues were relieved from their posts after a video of a lawman hurting a complainant at the police station over the weekend went viral online. Ilicus Norte Police Chief Police Colonel Frederico Barr ordered the relief of the 4 lawmen in a press conference on Tuesday. Oba said they are now at the provincial police headquarters for further investigation. He said they face administrative and criminal cases if found guilty during investigation. 2 individuals proceeded to the police station to report that they were assaulted in a wake on Sunday. One of the police officers who had just arrived from conducting a checkpoint allegedly raised his voice at one of the complainants, triggering a commotion where the complainant was reportedly injured. A video of the incident went viral after it was posted online. The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority announced on Wednesday the arrest of some of its employees involved in payroll theft through the manipulation of the agency's computerized payroll system. In a statement, the MMDA said the scheme was perpetrated by personnel under its payroll division who illegally took small amounts from the salaries of target employees and diverted those amounts to their accounts. Immediately upon its discovery, a complaint was filed with no less than MMDA Chair Armando Aretz as complainant. It said, MMDA General Manager Prosopio Lapana has since led the arrest of employees involved in the scheme, and inquest proceedings were conducted. As part of the investigation, it's noted that a deeper conspiracy was exposed with the alleged involvement of more employees. Formal complaints against these employees are being prepared, and a strong case build-up is being done for the filing of non-bailable charges against the perpetrators. They were also placed under preventive suspension and their work computers were also secured, it said. In addition, the MMDA started an internal audit and investigation and placed safety measures to prevent similar incidents in the future. Rest assured that the MMDA will delve deeper into the matter and will make sure that all responsible will be prosecuted and punished accordingly, it said. The MMDA has yet to release the names of the suspects, and the investigation into the matter is ongoing. That's all for this week. I'll see you next Friday with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.